Welcome back to the Geelong District Footy Show. Time now to look at round 18 this afternoon, the final home and away round of season 2010. The match of the day, and it's going to be a good one too. Belpost Hill playing East Geelong up at Myers Reservedale. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, I think so. We went and saw this game early in the season, and Belpost Hill just, well, they were just far too good, far too quick across the ground and made East Geelong look pretty ordinary. I think it was the first day Chris Moreland had actually come back after crossing back from Newtown and Chilwell, and he's been in pretty good form since then. Belpost Hill, their last month or 6 weeks has been excellent. They played all the top sides and they've beaten them, and not only beaten them, but they've beaten them very, very well. So it's made everything else look second rate behind them. It's going to be a great test for East Geelong just to see where they're at. They need to get some players playing well. Robbie Chamberlain 2 weeks ago didn't have a big influence on the game but played well in the last quarter. They need someone desperately up forward to help Scroblack with Ryan Closter not playing. I'm not too sure whether he actually played last week, but they might be just rolling him into the finals with giving him a little bit softer preparation so his legs, you know, become a little bit better than they are. But they definitely need some influence from other players and senior players. And we talk about Ryan Coy. All the Coys basically need to get, well, the ones that play forward need to kick goals for him. You know, it's been left too much for Scrobber and I suppose Sean O'Leary, the two main goal kickers. Maybe even a Simon Prinky might be worth a throw up there just for half a game just to see if he's, because he plays well at centre-half back, but they just need someone to take that strong mark down in their forward line that can maybe kick one or two more for them. And
we spoke on Saturday on radio about the depth of Belpost Hill. We saw some players running around in their seconds. That's the true strength of a team, is how many players you've got in your reserves that can come up and play in the seniors.
Yeah, we'll see. Robbie May and Andrew Venter both came back into the side this week. Kavka, we know, didn't play. Bo McNamara didn't play, and there's probably 2 or 3 others that I just can't think off the top are not playing at the moment. But the quality of football that these blokes play is just sensational. Even those conditions on the weekend, they're very patient when they've got the ball, but then they decide to go. They go very quickly into their forward line, and you don't have 1 or 2 options. Brent Gergic actually had the pleasure of actually going back to play at centre-half back, and Timmy Barton stepped up at centre-half forward and played a pretty good game, mind you. Presented pretty well, he was pretty clean over the ball, and that's what they're looking for. So they've got a lot of versatility within that side, and it's going to be a big job for East Geelong to actually cover all these blokes off, because they want to go into playing finals football with a bit of confidence, and it's going to be a big job there at the Myers Reserve.
So Belpost Hill and East Geelong, and you can hear it there on 94.7 The Pulse this afternoon from 1:30. It should be a great game. Looking forward to it at Myers Reserve between the Panthers and the Eagles. Other games in round 18, probably not as much riding on this one. Winchelsea playing Thompson out at Winchelsea Dale.
I suppose the only thing here, can the Winchelsea get to the best side out of the 4 if they win this game? I think they're only a game behind, but I don't know about percentage. So look, I suppose that's probably the only thing they'll be aiming for. Their last part of the season been very good. They missed games during the middle of the season, which we've spoken about. Thompson, look, they're not too far away. They've got 4 or 5 or 6 kids that played on Saturday. Give them a pre-season with a little bit of weight more on their body. They're pretty light kids, but they're very good talent, and I can see them being a big fixture next year if they get the right 2 or 3 people to the club. We've already spoken off air about a few that might probably go there, but we're not like Cal Lowther and jump straight into the box. But look, as I said, they were pretty impressive. Obviously, Anderton didn't play last week. He would have been pretty handy in that slush last week, because he obviously doesn't jump, but his body work would have been very, very handy for them. And if they pick up another couple of forwards, you just never know how far they go. But look, Winchelsea been sensational.
They've probably surprised a few, Thompson, with winning 10 games.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought they would have got anywhere near that at the last year when they sat down and said, well, this player's going, this player's going. And that's Martin Curtis is also going. Vaughan's not playing there amongst the big blokes that, you know, we mentioned week in, week out. So, look, it's a great credit to where they've come this year. As I said, they've just got to make sure they take the next step now, keep everyone around and pick up 2 or 3 more. But I think Winchelsea could trouble them out there. I think they're playing some good footy. I'm going to tip Winchelsea at home.
Werribee Centrals are at the Duck Pond up in Werribee, and they're playing Corio, tuning up for the finals of Centurions Dale. Yeah,
look, there's some games that will have very little influence or little bearing on what's going to happen for the rest of the year, and this is going to be one of them, unfortunately. Corio, look, if they've got anything to throw at them, let's throw it at them. They've got to get out there and obviously make a statement, because as I said, they've probably been disappointed. They know that. They're undermanned, but they just got to get out there and make a contest. I just think it could be a day out for the Werribee boys up there, providing the weather fines up and it's a nice day and the pond's not too slippery.
North Geelong are at home out at the Keith Barclay Oval, and they're playing Geelong West. How many minutes will it take Paul Briggy to kick those two?
Well, I'd say you get in the first quarter while the ball's dry, but after that, you just don't know what's going to happen. He could end up with... look, I don't suppose he's going to come out of too much. If he gets over 100, it's been a great year for him. Toddy, the body's played well over the last couple of weeks, and he needed to step up because he really was getting to a stage where he wasn't becoming a liability, but he needed to... well, I suppose he was. He either had to kick goals or he was going to be out that side. They would put someone else in there. So he's done that. He's done what they needed to do. So it's going to be very interesting to see where he goes from here. I hope he has a pretty good final series. How far they go into it will be interesting to see, but they'll win this game pretty comfortably.
It's pretty good for a team to have a full forward that's kicked 100 or near 100 and a centre-half forward or another pocket to kick 50 goals in a season.
Look, Toddy's probably been their main focus over recent years, and he hasn't got that this year, but he's played himself really well at the start of the year. Him and Paul Briggy probably took a little bit of time to get their working rate together and knowing what the other players were doing. They had a bit of an off part in the late part of the season, but his last couple of weeks have been good. And again, doesn't matter who they're playing, he's still got to get the ball in his hand, and that's what he's been doing. So he's persisted, and Frank's persisted with him, so he's shown a lot of faith. And they're not a bad young running side, this lot. They could do a bit of trouble if they get into this final series. The
Belmont Lions are at home in their final game of the season, playing in Inverleigh. The Lions haven't registered a victory yet, and possibly won't this afternoon.
No, I wouldn't think so. I can't see much for them, actually. I don't know where to start and make comment about this game. It's unfortunate for them. As I said, we've spoken again, 21 players walk out, or not walk out, but go elsewhere. You bring in some kids from outside, from a university, and try and get them to play together. It's going to take some time. Let's hope those kids stay around next year, but obviously their studies might take them away again. You just don't know. But Belmont need to do a bit and a lot of work over the pre-season to get themselves back.
And Inverleigh should win, and win easily?
You would think so. Their wealth of they've got a pretty good balance. Ling plays well at fullback. I think the young kid Carr, I don't know how old he is, but at centre-half forward, he moves pretty well. We saw him in one game earlier this year, and he was against Belpost Hill, and he played pretty well. So they've got that nucleus. Big O, you know, as I said, I'm not too sure whether he's had enjoyed the best part of the second part of the season, but he's getting to a stage now where he's nearly finished this season. He'd be looking forward to it, I would think, and probably a little bit disappointed that he can't play finals football, because at the start of the season we all thought that they would be one of the up-and-coming sides. Prendergast came back, Quinn Levin came back, Brad Nelson, we keep talking about these blokes, you know, coming there. Some young kid, Kyle Jewett, you know, there's a number of them coming into that side, and as I said, probably a very, very disappointing season for them. And the final game in round 18, Bannockburn playing Anarchy out at Bannockburndale. The Tigers just going to tune up as well. Well, look, you'd like to think that they win this game comfortably. It's probably a bit of a danger game for them. Anarchy, a physical side, and that's the way they play. But they'd be really disappointed, and Darryl Bishop would be very disappointed, because we spoke to him at Winchelsea probably 8-9 weeks ago, and he was at that stage looking pretty confident about, you know, giving this top 5 a real shake. Unfortunately, from there, they seem to have lost games that they probably should have won, and haven't performed well in others. But look, they've got a basic good group there. They just, again, like most of those clubs outside the top 5, they need to just pick up maybe a couple of little quicker players and a couple of key position players that can play either side. Ricketts been really good, played centre half back at the start of the year. He's now playing full forward, and Berg's the bloke that can influence the game. So this won't be a one-sided affair out of Bannockburn, especially if the conditions stay the way they are. So it'll be an interesting contest. Bannockburn should win. So Bannockburn and Anarchy out at Bannockburn. Well, that's round 18, as we said. Match of the day this afternoon, Belpost Hill and East Geelong up at Myers Reserve. Should be nice and chilly and windy up there this afternoon, Dale. Oh, geez. I might bring 2 coats this afternoon, because it's usually... actually, the last time we went up there was actually a perfect day for football, but we might have been blessed at that stage. I reckon it could get turned real ugly today. So. All right, we'll see you this afternoon. The big fella will be back next Saturday morning. He'll be somewhere on the desk. We haven't worked out yet. We'll see how his contract negotiations go during the week. But stay tuned for lots more football action. Don't forget, next Saturday morning, once again, the Geelong District Footy Show. Until then, on behalf of the team, it's bye for now.